Okay, we're gonna make a stop at the Roadhouse.
Back to 15. And then you get to take an actual left. The real left. The real left.
Oh, hi!
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Oh, I was wondering if that was you guys.
My buddy, this is my brother, this is Jason. This is Heather. Heather, this
Hi,
is Jason.
Heather.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you guys are here.
Good things about you. I'm just gonna hug the hell out of you.
Well, how'd you guys like McCafferty?
So beautiful out there.
Yeah.
And there's such good people. I can't wait to go back. And,
It's cool.
Yeah.
So our house out there, we can look and see their cattle. So they lease a property right by the highway, and so at some point they move their cattle up there to go graze and stuff, and we get to see them. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, good, more hay bales. Cows!
How long have you guys been here? 1926. Great grandpa bought the place here, and my dad was just telling me today, right down here, they through the 30s they produced potatoes right in this bottom and right there, and that's how they made it through the 30s. So they didn't really even have cattle until later in the 40s, and they would go trade potatoes for sugar and coffee. So this is where all the feed comes from. We buy rejected malt barley, and it's rejected because it's too high in protein. So it's a really good product for the animals. They gain a lot of weight on it. They gain about the same amount of pounds per day as grain finished beef, but you're reaping the benefits of grass finished. And we're pretty convinced that sprouts, like sprouts for humans, has a lot more health benefits than like a mature plant. This has a lot more health benefits than like a mature grass. So we're really different than your traditional grass finished beef as well.
Interesting.
So this is 7 days of growth.
Oh, wow.
And so in 7 days they sprout and we get this big thick mat. Yeah, that's kind of the basic gist of how we feed our cattle out.
Excellent. And what kind of flavor does that give then?
So compared to grass-finished beef, it is a lot more marbled because they can gain a lot more fat on it. They gain intermuscular fat versus that huge amount of visceral fat that you'll see in grain-finished beef. They taste more similar to grain-finished beef because they have the extra marbling, but there's still that little bit of hint of grass finished.
Very cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, and so one of the things that has been cool for us is that we got into a meat shop in Great Falls. It's a craft butcher shop, Central Avenue Meats, and he buys a load of our beef every few weeks, and he can dry age our grass-fed beef because it has a large enough fat cap, and so most grass-finished beef can't be dry aged because there's not enough fat. So he's able to get an even more unique flavor, and so through him, that's how we got into the Roadhouse Diner and several other restaurants in Great Falls. Right now we're just in Montana. None of the plants that we process at are USDA certified yet, and so you have to have that certification in order to ship beef across state lines.
Oh, okay.
But we actually just last week heard we got a grant for shipping beef across state lines, and one of our processing plants we use should be USDA certified in the next few weeks. I think like that is about day 2 fodder right there.
Okay.
We're at day 3, you can start seeing root growth.
Yeah.
Day 4, you start getting a little bit of grass. This is day 5 right down here. Once it's pulled, we have to clean the racks, then you have to seed them. So it's about 8 hours of work in here a day. But the results have been really good.
Nice. I feel like something cool's happening outside.
Yeah. Usually we have a big mixture. I can do it all at once. But right now it's down, so we're just putting it in our loader.
It's so pretty. I wish I could grow green stuff.
I'm a Deschner,
Oh,
and then a Lee.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard both of them.
different animals, but also they gain weight better when they're not mixed. And because when a heifer starts cycling, the steers get all rambunctious. Anything that gets an antibiotic during its entire life is taken out of the program, just because antibiotics are safe after the withdrawal period, but the vast majority of people want to know that 0 antibiotics have ever entered that animal.
Yeah.
So we make sure that that happens.
So I saw a bunch of horses back there. Is that yours?
Well, they're in here. So there's 3 colts up there and a mare.
Maybe.
How we put weight on our animals, how an athlete would put weight on. In here, there's different ages because every month we ship out a certain amount of beef, so they're the ones that are most ready for processing. And then we bring in, like, if we shipped out 10, we bring in 10 more younger ones. So
gotcha.
You'll see size variation in here, and it's because of that. And we use Gateway Genetics out of Lewistown, and they have like 30, 35 years worth of carcass data on their specific Simmental breed. And so that carcass data has been super important to us because it tells you how well the animals yield, how well they marble. And so we really bought into their program. And so we switched from purely Angus to Angus Simmental. And there's some red. And there's red Angus, but I think the reds in ours mostly come from a little bit of that Simmental.
Nice.
That spotted one up there, every once in a while you'll get a really strange milk cow looking thing, but that's a little bit of Simmental in there. But you can tell it's good feed for them, especially like this is really good grass in this pasture. They have a few hundred acres. They could be grazing right now, but they
choose
obviously run in to get this.
They want the yummy stuff.
Yeah, they love it. My chickens love it. The horses love it. Like that big boy with the 2 white tags, well, the red one, he's ready to go for processing. And then so they go to Central Avenue Meats and then to the restaurants.
If you're just kind of looking around too, we do have some stuff in the freezers over there, those 2 big freezers. We'd love to have you back. And you can go down to the basement anytime.
I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, it's 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. Now you be surprised at the info you get just by letting them talk.
It does not taste like any other beef.
That's a moment.
Yep.
That's so cute.